Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another weekly intentions from CW5 to be precise. Last week I had a lot of activities and I couldn't even keep up with the shots. I had to take a time off from Wednesday till Friday. I shipped the shot back on Sunday, which is yesterday. So ever since Wednesday to Sunday, I was way off the shot and I had nothing to do with it. But I could see my target areas being met and yeah, great price action from last week. So for this week, we got FOMC on Wednesday. No red folder news from Monday to Tuesday, which is I'll be approaching the market with cautious. Just only key time frames. I'm looking at my London session kill zone and my New York session kill zone as well. So on Wednesday, like I said, we have FOMC statement. Thursdays could be good as well. We have this one. Might look to take a trade on Friday as well. We've got core PPI, so focus is on the second half of the week instead of the first half. Although we could see what we want to see, you could see the market make. We had last week expansion could possibly retrace into that this week from from Monday to Tuesday, or could get some form of rally back into it on Wednesday as well. Then maybe an expansion Thursday, Friday. So let's just dive right in and go back over everything again. So I still have my chart highlighted up. Prior to now, I wanted to see price trading to this weekly fair value gap. This one highlighted here where we could see some rejection or continuation to these highs, which we failed to get, or continuation to these highs, which we failed to get. Yeah. So my next target was the ERL after the weekly fair value gap. I wanted to see price still print if we're violating the weekly fair value gap. This was a weekly fair value gap initially before it got inversed. But if we wanted to see price violating this, you could see get this logo taken out, which price did already. So this whole range, we got the ARL taken out with one move from last week. Don't forget we had this SMT at the highs of the weekly between EU, GU, and the XY inside the weekly fair value gap, and we quickly just displaced lower. So with the heavy closure on last week, closure, this heavy bearish weekly candle, we could see price tail back into the weekly mitigation block for a continuous move lower, or if we want to see a deeper retracement, we could get another one, a move back into the weekly inverse value gap, and maybe a proper test, have something like from here straight back into this, and we continue to expand. The third idea is we just certainly fall down, taking out the 96.218 area. On the daily, I don't think this out of my shot. Nope. On the daily, we don't have quite anything to work with here, apart from the weekly levels as well. Maybe we gapped lower. We created this gap. We had a crazy gap opening. It's an area we could look off. New day opening gap, new week opening gap. New week opening gap. We could use the gap as point of interest for lower prices, but I'm not gonna be doing that 100%. Let me just go down to the 4 hours right now. On the 4 hours, I have a few areas highlighted I want to see price making a run into. We have this one here. We have this move here. Okay. I think we're gonna take the new week fair value gap out of there. So I could see him move into the 4 hours fair value gap, then straight to the target one. Don't get me wrong. I'm aligning the 4 hours fair value gap with the weekly mitigation block. So again, this is what I'm expecting. With the SMT as a higher in place. So I'm heavily bearish on the XY right now until the 96.218. I could be looking for a reversal, or we, which is highly unlikely to happen, we have a trade back in and we invest this on a daily time frame. Maybe it'll come from here, go back up, which is highly unlikely to happen. This is worst case scenario. Before I'm going to be like changing my bias again and looking for higher prices. So let's head into GU and EU. I already have everything marked up as well. We have SMT at this low, we had an SMT at this low, and last week clearly was heavily bullish. We closed heavily bullish on the weekly after the expansion to the buy side liquidity, the 1.19188 area on EU and the 1.37267 area on GU. On EU, we'll be looking at vice versa for DXY as well. We'll be looking at the weekly mitigation block for potential continuous move higher. And worst case scenario, if we had to have a deeper retracement, we could be having something around the weekly inverse fair value gap. So these are my 2 points of interest on the weekly. On GU, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got nothing to work with on the weekly, just straight up expansion, and I just have my targets still in tape. Let me drop down to daily on GU. So we have this. We could, if we was to get a retracement before price going higher, and maybe this is another point I'll be looking at for deeper retracements, something like this. Let me go down to the daily on this as well. Going down to the daily, there's nothing on EU that I want to work with to see higher prices. Just the same weekly levels I highlighted, still there, still present. Let's go head out to the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hour, we have this, the 4 hour fair value gap. Forget this, so we can have a play like this for something to start of the week. On the 4 hours on GU, same value areas, we could see something like this. Remember, the only reason why I'm picking the daily fair value gap over here is if we're having a deeper retracement for continuous move higher. I mean, it's not something I have to rule out because of the heavy expansion of last week, and we could just want to play ball and just stall around the opening till FOMC comes in to take out the high, or we could take out the high and FOMC just come in, sweep back, take price into the range. But overall, this is what I want to see. So I know you guys have been wondering where trades I've been taking with this. I'll start doing more uploads on that as well. So I don't want to go down more than 4 hours. My bias has been met. Any trade that I'll be taking will be off of these scenarios. And do well to follow the Discord to keep yourself posted. Meanwhile, on BTC, last week I wanted to see price make a run for this high again because we had a bullish daily structure. I'll go down to the time frame, but we closed heavily bearish, displacing away from after we tap into the weekly fair value gap with this week 3 candle. On week 4 we expanded lower. Current low hanging fruit is the 84,398 level. Final target at the 80k level. On Ethereum, final target at the 2,600 within 2621 level. So I just want to see price to continue crushing lower. If I go down to the daily, dropping down to the daily, we could see we had the sweep. Let me highlight everything. We had the sweep. We had the sweep to the highs, took out the high, and a had this breaker. We had this breaker, and we still had this daily fair value gap high there, which we dipped into the daily fair value gap plus the daily breaker for continuous price lower. So we displaced away from the level, and we still have all these levels to be cleared. We still have this, and this. So you can see the structure is clearly bullish and bearish. If we close, if we don't close this gap today, we have some sort of opening, a daily fair value gap. You could look to see lower prices from that level towards 84 and 8K level. On ETH, if it should drop down to the daily, we have this unmitigated fair value gap here, which I doubt the breakaway gap, which I doubt price will be returning to without taking the 2621 level. So we could just get a mid. Let me share something better. We have a closure creating a gap. We want to see continuous move higher and lower. We'll have something like this into this. So again, I will update the Discord. Since it's a daily play, I will have to wait for the close of today to be able to get a proper read on what I want to see happening and how we approach the market on that. Meanwhile, on gold and silver, I have no framework on what I want to see happen. We just straight up expansion. We've just been expanding higher, and I want to see if we're having a retracement. I have a few levels I want to see price shade back into before a move higher. But all those will be updated on the Discord. Thank you again for watching and seeing the video through. I hope you find this insightful to your trading and arriving at a bias. Thank you.